What's up, my friends? All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth live stream. The fourth live stream ever on this channel. Now, I know there was a couple of people on here before, kind of waiting for it to get started, and then I tried to change my settings, and it kind of restarted everything. So we'll just let those people kind of give you a second just to get back on. And I've got no one watching right now, so I'm just going to write a quick question in the comments. And if you're watching this after the fact, I want you to write down where you're from. Did you run today? How far did you run? And if you didn't run today, tell me about when you are going to be running again. Like, what's your whole plan? Ah, here we go. People are coming back now. Okay, so yeah, clearly still learning. Fourth time doing this live stream and I'm still learning how the whole process works. And I didn't even turn on my light, but there we go. That's going to be a little brighter. All right, Wayne, what's up, my man? Thanks for checking in with us. So this week, all right, let's talk about this week quickly. So again, remember last Saturday we did a live stream. Today's Thursday. Last Saturday we did a live stream and I'd only had my Peloton for a couple of days. And now I've had it for a little over a week and I'm loving it. I am loving it. But listen, here's the thing. I have this fitness thing, this fitness tool, and I need to check myself. I need to check myself because I'm doing too much. I don't think I'm doing too much, but I'm doing a lot more than I used to because I haven't cut out any of my runs. So I am going on the bike every day. I think this is the 8th day, and it's yeah. Hopefully my fitness is increasing, and we're gonna have a good time with it. I know Harmony is really loving it. She has done like, I don't know, 30 or 40 activities on the app in the last couple of days. But all right, we've got Hussein from Morocco. All right, nice. Morocco. Actually, you know what? Harmony and I have been to Morocco and we loved it and we had a great time. Active and Dad, 5:30 a.m. in Australia. Oh, nice. You know what? I did schedule it this late in the day here so I could get my my followers, my peeps from Australia and New Zealand to check in. I realize it's very early for you guys. So Active and Dad, thanks for checking in. And how far are you going? What's your plan? I know that you're in the middle of winter, so where in Australia are you from and what's the temperature like? Okay, Richard, afternoon, buddy. Wayne is 6th 10K of June to raise money for the Royal Air Force charity, the virtual 80K challenge. The Royal Air Force gave it away. I knew you were from the UK. Oh, excellent, good stuff, Wayne. And how many people are in this challenge? Is it something really big? I know right now I'm doing a 1,000 kilometer challenge. It's throughout the whole summer. It's a virtual challenge from the north of Florida all the way down to Key West. Which reminds me, I have to log my miles for today. But that's not raising money for any charity. Hi, Gavin Braden. Oh, excellent. Watching from Belfast. And only managed to run around the garden after the kids. Listen, that's something, all right? That's better than sitting on the sofa and watching telly all afternoon. And you're struggling with a calf injury and happened while running after the kids. Well, is that a lesson? Yeah, sounds like that could be a lesson. Calf injuries, though, those can really drag on. Now, Gavin, are you able to run with the calf injury, or are you going to take a little time off, like a week, 2 weeks, and see if it heals completely before you start running again? I know sometimes I get like a little twinge in my calf, and you know, it's difficult. It's difficult because you know you should stop running, but you want to keep running, and you know what, running after the kids, that's a non-negotiable. That's something you're always going to have to do. So yeah, I'm hoping you heal well. Oh, Michelle's here. Michelle, everyone, Michelle is my daughter living up in New York. And if you haven't seen the video, I know I said it last time, Michelle ran her first 50-mile race and crushed it, took the win. And she did a 45-minute interval workout from Peloton and added 15 minutes of easy running at the end. Nice, wanted to do an hour, round it out. Nicely done. And Michelle, what did you think of the Peloton interval workout? I have really been enjoying it. So Guys, if you haven't seen any videos where I've spoken about this, there are a couple coming up where I do talk about the Peloton interval workouts. But basically, you have to run with your phone and the headphones, and it's an audio workout. So we have the bike, but the audio programs also have it for running. So it's like having a coach in your ear. And this morning, if you saw me on Strava, I did a 14-mile run, and it was a couple of 1-minute intervals, or 3-minute intervals, and then 3 4-minute intervals. So it really made me pick up the pace. Ryan's here. Ryan is my son-in-law, married to my daughter Michelle, so they are probably in their apartment in New York, just on different devices, because they both logged in. He didn't run today, and looking forward to running when they go out in the city. Okay, so Michelle and Ryan are actually going on a road trip across the country, and they're going to check out some national parks. So yeah, if you haven't already followed Michelle or Ryan on Instagram, go ahead and do that. I will go ahead and put their Instagrams in the comments later on so you can follow their journey. We've got Chris here all the way from the UK. That running guy, in the comments you can see that running guy, that's Chris. And he just did an interview of me that went live a couple days ago. So definitely check out Chris's channel, subscribe to him. He puts out lots of running content and the guy's fast. Guy is really quick. All right, Gavin's going to take a week off and use the foam roller. I want to have it fully healed. That's right. You don't want to miss out. We have to do a fast forward and plan ahead because you don't want to miss out on the summer of running. And Gavin, Belfast is not like Florida. Your summer is not 9 months long, so you definitely don't want to miss out while the sun is shining. Okay, Gavin, did you see my video on my percussion massager? I just happen to have as a prop right here. That is something for you to think about, my man. I see you're going to do some foam rolling, but that will do a number on your calf muscle and make it feel really good. Edmund joining us all the way from Ontario. He did run today. Oh, a tempo run. Nice. And 2 times 10-minute tempo intervals with 1 minute and then 11 minutes, 30 seconds cool down. Brilliant. Edmund, way to crush it. What is your weather like up in Ontario? I know you are about 1,000 miles north, middle of summer, so I'm sure it's quite warm. Oh, cheers, Chris. I'm seeing lots of love for me on your channel. Yeah, I appreciate you putting that down. I think how long's the video been out now with my interview? A couple of days. What is today? Thursday? Oh, 1 day. So it came out yesterday. And I think in that time, about 11 or 12 people have subbed my channel. So Chris, thank you for doing that. Okay, yeah, Wayne says, great video with you two interviewing each other. Yeah, and guys, if you didn't see Chris, and you're already on my channel, when this live stream is done, scroll back through my videos, and I have interviewed Chris, and it'll let you know a bit about him, what his whole deal is, and you're gonna be surprised. This guy can really drop the hammer. He's got some leg speed. Okay, let's see, Edmund. Edmund asked, do you think low drop or no drop shoes will help with a runner's knee? That's a good question. It's a good question. And listen, I know I've been looking a little bit into drop of shoes because the range of drop on my shoes has changed a little bit recently. I've been lowering the drop, and I can tell you that there is no conclusive science out there, but these bigger drop shoes, so the drop is the difference in the stack height between the heel. Do I have a shoe handy? Hold on. Look at this, I actually do have a shoe handy in the office. So, the drop, this is some elementary stuff, I know, but if you don't know what the drop is, this is for you. The drop is the difference in the stack height. The stack height is this bit of foam along the bottom between the forefoot and the heel. This is the, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of this shoe because it's brand new and I just finished making the review video of it today. The Asics Glide Ride. Okay, stand by, the review video of that shoe is coming out pretty soon. That has a 6mm drop, and usually I've been running in shoes like my Nike Pegasus has a 10mm drop. A couple other shoes, the Reebok also has a 10mm drop. My Hoka Rincons have a 5mm drop. So recently I've been lowering the drop of my shoes. No conclusive science that it makes any difference, but saying that, if you're a heel striker, you tend to go for a bigger drop, so there's more foam in the heel. Now, if you do suddenly go to a lower drop shoe, then you might have some issues. So if you suddenly drop from a 10mm drop to a 5mm drop or even a 0 drop shoe, do it slowly. Kind of build that into your shoe rotation so you don't get Achilles strains, and I would imagine that that could have something to do with runner's knee, just because of the different dynamics of your foot. Now, a lot of people will wear a bigger drop shoe if they heel strike. It kind of forces them to kind of move forward a little more on like you strike your heel, but you land more midfoot. So the lower drop shoes, you kind of have to focus more on your form and land more on your forefoot. So I am a heel striker by nature. Been trying a lot recently to actually land more on my forefoot towards the front of my shoe, and actually someone commented that they've noticed that I have been landing more on my forefoot because at the beginning of all my videos I post like running shots of my feet and the camera kind of winds around and you can see my form. So yeah, Edmund, that was kind of a roundabout way of saying I don't know. But I know there's no conclusive science that says that the difference in heel drop makes a difference. Just if you are switching from a big drop to a small drop, take it easy. Don't want you to get injured, get that Achilles pain. Okay, let me just go through, scroll back up for the comments. Okay, good stuff. Gavin, yeah, after the video. Yes, my man. Can we say Florida of the North here in the Ottawa Valley? Okay, so I guess that means it's super warm. Okay, Wayne asks, Matt, I was going to ask what you eat as you're doing great distances. Then I noticed your top, are you vegan? Oh, yeah, representing No Meat Athlete. Yeah, that's another good site. I really haven't been up to speed with No Meat Athlete in a little while, but if you haven't been to No Meat Athlete, they have a lot of running content. They have a Strava club, they have cookbooks, there's a podcast, there's loads of stuff from No Meat Athlete, and it's a great community. So if you're interested in getting into a plant-based diet, then that's a solid place to start. So yes, I am vegan, and I've been vegan for about 7 years. I think, what is it? I think I'm coming up on my 7-year anniversary. So I know I've got it marked on the calendar. It's like a birthday or my wedding anniversary. It's marked on the calendar when I was vegan. So yeah, I think my 7-year anniversary is coming up in, I don't know, it's the beginning of July sometime. Let me just turn down this light. It's starting to hurt my eyes. There we go. Much better. Oh, and Chris says he's also vegetarian. Nice. Yeah. Listen, it's tough. It's tough switching to an all vegan diet, and I've been doing it so long that it doesn't make any difference to me now. I don't crave eggs or cheese, and we're very lucky to live in a time where we can get vegan everything. I know Harmony. She is vegetarian, and what does she have that's not vegan? I think she has a bit of butter, and her coffee creamer has cream in it. Yeah, but those are the only things. I mean, she'll have an egg once in a while, but doesn't eat any meat, doesn't eat any fish. It's really just the butter for her toast and creamer for her coffee. But I use a vegan creamer. I don't know what the brand. Silk creamer is my favorite. And that's vegan. So yeah, we have plenty of options out there. Okay, Richard, vegetarian, nice. And one of the things that got him hooked with Matt and positivity too, good motivation, great, yeah. Try and keep it positive. What's the alternative of not being positive? No one likes a negative Nelly. Okay, Wayne, cool, thank you. I know I should eat better and I'm an all-rounder. Look into that. Listen, it's a process, right? We all need to eat better. And I can eat a lot of junk food. So I don't want you looking at me thinking, that Matt, he's vegan. He eats so healthy all the time. I eat a lot of vegan junk food. So So there, let me just put that out there for you guys. There is a lot of options. So what is a vegan junk food? Oreos. That's, you know what, Oreos are vegan. So you can't just live on a vegan diet, because you could be, you could be drinking Coke. I think Coke's vegan, and eating Oreos, and that does not a good diet make. So whole foods, mostly plants. I know there's a saying about that somewhere, and lots of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, won't steer you wrong. Okay, Edmund says, so are you to have carrot cake for the anniversary? No, Edmund, no. Actually, my wife, Harmony, just made me chocolate butterscotch cupcakes. And this is where I'm talking about that we live in a time where just veganism is so easy, because the cupcakes that Harmony made were beautiful and fluffy. And then we got vegan butterscotch chips. And if anyone's interested, I will put like the ingredients in the comments below so you can find them. But you know what? There was a time when carrot cake might have been the only thing. But carrot cake, you can still put butter in it, right? I think. I don't even know. Where's my wife when I need her? But, I think carrot cake still has butter in it or something that is not vegan. Oh, and another thing, just to throw a spanner in the works, I'm also gluten-free. And that's not by choice. I wouldn't recommend anyone be gluten-free unless they have to. But due to some medical issues of celiac disease, I have to be gluten-free. So that is just another thing that I have to think about when, when I'm eating baked goods, because I can't have normal wheat flour. But Harmony makes it work for me. Okay, Chris says, also, don't drink alcohol. Yeah, listen, I do drink alcohol. Nothing against not drinking alcohol, and nothing against drinking it, I should say. But I think moderation is key. And on the days that I'm off work, which is usually 2 or 3 days a week, 3 days a week, I will have a cocktail with Harmony before dinner. Never more than one, but if I keep it to one, I don't really notice any difference in anything as far as weight gain, as far as how I feel the next morning. Really makes no difference. I never drink enough for it to actually alter my mind. It's just a nice way to relax. And it's a nice tradition with Harmony. Okay, so Wayne says he eats too many crisps and drink only original Coke. No alcohol. Well, Wayne, in this case, I think you could probably go to, I don't know, a vodka with Diet Coke, and that would be more healthy than drinking full sugar Coke. But now, while we're on full sugar Coke, let me just say that is one of the best tasting drinks I have ever tasted when I'm running an ultra marathon. So I don't know if it's the sugar, if your body is just craving it so much, but I don't drink Coke, I don't drink soda like any day of the week. We don't keep it in the house. I've got some sparkling water that's flavored and I'll drink that. But listen, when it comes down to an ultra marathon, Coke is like, it's the secret sauce. And I would drink that like it's going out of style. And it's the sugar. And it just gives you that kick in the butt that you need to keep going and push through the difficult times when you are thrashing your body for hours and hours and hours out on the course. Ryan, carrot cake is your favorite. I'll remember that. Next time you come down, we'll make carrot cake and celebrate something. Michelle, if you are still watching, chime in with something about Coke. I know that you had some Coke on your 50-mile race, and I want to know if it made a difference for you. Oh, there we are. Michelle said she hates soda, but the Mountain Dew at the aid station during our ultra tasted so good. Yep, there it is. It's the sugar. Okay, and Chris says that full sugar Coke was the best for a hangover. I would imagine it is. If you like Coke, Coke tastes good, but admittedly, it's probably not the healthiest drink out there. I think that's something we can all agree on. Okay, Chris says his diet. All right, now this is interesting. This is something that everybody, I think, is interested in, especially for runners. So Chris says his diet, basically he eats everything, and it's all about the calories, 4,000 plus. Yeah, now I haven't worked out my calories in a long time. It's been several years, but I remember it was for work, and it was like a fitness and healthy lifestyle course. It was like a 40-hour course over a week, and they wanted you to work out your calorie intake. And of course, we can look up every single food under the sun and know exactly how many calories they have. So I worked out that I was eating, it was right around the 5,000 to 6,000 calorie mark, and it differed depending on whether I was at work and whether it was an off day for me. But back in those days, let's see, that was a couple years ago. Back in those days, I was doing a minimum of 2 hours cardio every single day, as well as going to the gym. So I think my calorie needs back then were a little higher than they are now. Plus, getting older, don't need as many calories. But yeah, every day of the week, above 4,000 calories, without a doubt. Edmund, banana bread. Okay, listen, buddy, you need to look at some of my breakfast videos. And I'm sure you already have, but you know that I eat banana bread every single day of the week. Harmony may call it banana cake, but as we know, bread sounds healthier, so that's what I call it. Okay, 19 Camel 79, all the way from Finland. It's getting late over there, mate. Thanks for staying up. I'm exceptional Finn as I don't drink any alcohol, but Kitchen is having a Kenyan menu. I don't know much about a Kenyan menu. I know there is something that the Kenyans eat that they're kind of famous for, and it sounds really good. It's like a grain, I forget. Put it in the comments if you know what it is, but there's something that the Kenyans eat. Anyway, it sounds like, I remember whenever I hear about it, it sounds like it's something that I would really like and really get into. And guys, 19 Camel 79, you want to see a fit dude? I guarantee this is the fittest guy you will ever see. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Let me just leave it there. That guy is in shape. You don't know, let me tell you right now, you don't know anyone in better shape than this guy. Okay, let's see, let me run back down the... Shell hates soda. Got that. 90 running guy. Ice cream, cakes, and chocolate. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You know the old saying that if the fire's hot enough, it'll burn anything? Yeah, I've talked about that phrase on my channel before. Not really true as we get older. If you want to maintain health, you have to think about what you're eating. And ice cream, chocolate, and cake, that's living the dream if you can still eat that. Anyway, I keep my ice cream. The ice cream I get is always vegan, so it's not actually ice cream. There's no cream in it, but it's usually quite expensive, so I wait for it to go on sale at the shops, and when it's BOGO, buy one, get one, I'll usually load up. I think there was a video back then somewhere about when I got like 20 cases of ice cream, but I don't know when it was. I will make another one. All right, ugali or githeri? Is it ugali, cornmeal, and porridge? Okay, meat included in ugali. Okay, so look, we've got 3 people. Ugali. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for chiming in. I have never had it. Edmund, I don't know if meat is included in ugali. I would highly doubt it. If it's a staple for Kenyans, I doubt that there would be meat in it. It could be something that they add meat to, just to give the meal maybe a little more substance. I don't know. But ugali, I'm not going to switch away. I was actually going to switch away to another screen and look it up and see what it is, but I'm not going to do that because I'm still very new with this OBS transferring to YouTube, and yeah, not risking it. Okay, so I actually spoke, hold on, we've got a few more comments coming in. Running guy weighed the same since he was 18, 12 stone, 6 pounds. He's 6'1". I actually have to look that up. 12 stone. It's been a long time since I've lived in England and known what stone is. So that is about 175 pounds. Okay, brilliant. Chris, you're obviously in great shape, mate. So, I mean, I just wanted to know what that was for my benefit. So You are 6'1", I am 6'7", and I am around 190 pounds right now. So about 20 pounds more than you, but also quite a bit taller than you. So, you know, got a bit more to fill out. Okay, it's a maize-based, goes with vegetables or meat. Nice. Yeah, that's something I could really get into. I know that is something high in carbohydrates, I would imagine. Yeah, it's all carbohydrates, Edmund. But I don't know. I am just I'm a carb monster. I want carbs all the time. I think, I don't know, if I had to put a number to it, I'd say 60 to 70% of my diet is carbs, and the rest, fat and protein, and eat a lot of fat. A lot of fat. A lot of peanut butter, a lot of walnut butter. You guys know that. Okay, so not many of you here right now, but you know, we do get a couple of views after this goes live. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. COVID-19. Okay, how is that changing the running game? Michelle's favorite grain is farro. Nice. I don't eat a lot of farro. I know I get it on some salads when we go out to restaurants and they have it, but definitely no farro at home. And yeah, Kenyan's food is mainly high in carbohydrates. Okay, COVID-19, guys. We are moving on. We are months forward. And I know a lot of you in other countries, in other states, you're looking, Florida might be on your news because Florida is a real mess. Our rates are going up. Our COVID rates are going up. Let me call Harmony, see if she's available. Lovey! Are you available? Are you busy? Okay, so COVID-19 rates are going up in Florida. And, you know, it's a concern. It's a concern because it's a mess. And what do you do? Like, all the shops are opening up and everyone's out there and we're talking about racing. So, Lovey, COVID-19, are you worried about going outside?
I go out for running, but we're sheltering at home as much as possible.
Yeah, we are.
Taking it seriously. It kills people. Stay safe, everybody.
So we're talking about COVID-19 and running. Michelle, maybe you could answer this quite well, being in the city. Is Central Park still full of runners like it always is? Or is people wearing masks? I know when I go out for a run, I know when Harmony goes out for a run, we don't wear masks, but we're in a sparsely populated area and we're in no danger of coming we're close to anyone.
Well, we're in the suburbs, so early in the morning usually. So.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people out walking, but we can always give them a wide berth.
Yeah, we're lucky that way.
Thanks, Chris. Chris says, be safe. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about was how running has changed because of coronavirus. So we're talking about races. There's a lot of races that are going to be coming up towards the end of the year, I would think. Now, maybe this will change as we move forward, but right now, I don't know. So we think about the big races, the London marathons, the Boston marathons, the New York City, where thousands of people are gathered together in Athletes Village at the start line.
It's not going to happen.
You heard it here first, guys. So, Harmony, when do you think it's going to happen?
When there's no risk of the virus. I can't imagine getting to a big race start, being in the corrals, using the porta potties, being in line, that crush at the beginning of those big 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people races. Like, this is just the beginning, and already I've changed so much that I can't imagine
it's going to be
being
difficult.
around people like that again, especially if there's a risk of the virus.
It's going to be difficult to go back. I still want to run the Boston Marathon next year in April, but it's getting less and less likely as this goes on and on and on. There are a couple of smaller races around here that I may still be able to do, races that are very low-key, that only have, 20 people. You can all spread out, and then you don't run with anyone for the entire race. That kind of race, I think.
Virtual.
Oh, yeah, virtual races. That's a big deal.
I think that's going to be the big thing.
You think that's going to be the wave of the future?
Well, for the next year or two or so, I think I want to do a virtual race. I've never done one.
Okay.
So,
guys, 12 of you watching right now, have you ever done a virtual race? Okay, let me just go back to Michelle because I did ask her a question. Central Park, are you out of here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me know
thanks
if
for,
you need me.
okay, thanks for chipping in. Lottie, I did have one more question. Let me just go back to carrot cake. Does carrot cake have butter or eggs?
Well, the way I make it, it does, yeah. The good way does. But if you want carrot cake, I can make you a gluten-free vegan carrot cake.
Okay, maybe we'll revisit that when Ryan
The cream
comes
cheese
down.
frosting will be tricky.
Okay, so yeah, Edmund, that's it. Vegan carrot cake, maybe a bit tricky. So Michelle says Central Park is still full of runners, walkers, and cyclists. About 50% of people wear their masks during cardio. The rest keep their mask around their neck or in their hands. Yeah, I see a lot of people running with masks. Oh, doesn't sound fun. I know Kofuza used to do it when he was in Chicago. He's headed out to his family's a little further west, and he doesn't have to run in a mask because there's not a lot of people around. I know Runner Cow out in Singapore. I think the guy runs with a mask every single time he goes out. So mad props to that guy. Tough. I do not wear a mask when I run, but I tend to keep away from people, as we've already visited that. Okay, Richard says he can't see any races in the UK. It's pretty inappropriate. Totally agree. Would love it to go ahead, but only if a few people have it, then could spread exponentially. Yeah, we're gonna have to spread everyone out. Like, we can't be shoulder to shoulder. Let's see, the biggest race, like New York City, in the waves, there has to be like, I don't know, 7,000 people like all around you. I mean, there's more than that. It's a 50,000 person race, but it's all spread out over the day. But you're still surrounded by more people than you could ever believe. So, Richard, I agree with you. Totally inappropriate right now. I Run Things, another great channel, guys. Go and check that out. Make sure you subscribe. I Run Things, yes, she ran today. Threshold on the treadmill because it's raining tons in Pennsylvania. Okay, solid. Nicely done. Threshold on the treadmill. Give you props. Boom. Not a fan of treadmill running, and especially for the hard work. Like, I can understand running on a treadmill when you can just lose yourself in the telly and just fall into a show and completely disassociate. But if you're doing work, mad props to you. Okay, Michelle likes running at... Oh, hold on, I just scrolled too far. Michelle likes running at Ryan's parents' house because it's a 4-mile loop without seeing anyone. So, guys, Michelle and Ryan live in the city, like in the Upper East Side, super close to the park. So the park is where they run when they're at home. Ryan's family lives about an hour north, so out in the country, pretty much. So yeah, it's nice to run up there without seeing anyone. You know, who knows? Who knew we'd get to a point where we don't want to see anyone? You know, we want to be separate. Okay, Richard says he'd love a race to look forward to, but I think until we get a vaccine, it's going to be virtuals. Richard, I think that is the right attitude, the right way to go. Honestly, it's up to the race directors, I think, and up to the cities putting on these races, because if we left it up to runners, I think it's tough to put the responsibility on an individual, because they'll say to themselves, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. They're putting the race on, so it must be safe. So we need the people in charge to make the right decisions going forward for the safety of all of us. Okay, Chris is currently just concentrating on building his base and training for the cross-country season. Nice. Yeah, Chris, when does the cross-country season start? Is that towards the end of the year? I know cross-country is generally pretty wet and muddy, so I would say it's after summer. But when does that generally start? And how many races do you have? Gosh, so many questions. So are there like a series of cross-country races around the country, sort of like park run, but more cross-country style with, you know, mud and hills and all that cross-country drama? Wayne has a virtual half marathon on Sunday. Nice. Wayne, are you ready? Are you ready for this half marathon? Okay, so a virtual race. My issue is I have a hard time like wrapping my head around putting in a 100% effort just around here without anyone to motivate me. Like, that race atmosphere really motivates me, and I don't know if I could push it to 100% in the virtual race. We'll see, because maybe it's going to be all I can do, and then I will have to. But yeah, are you going to be doing that? Are you going to be giving it 100% on Sunday? I run things. Okay, has run a lot of virtual races and have filmed a few. So check those out if you have any idea. Although filming a virtual race, I would imagine it's pretty tough. It's tough filming at race pace. I have found that. If you've been through my channel, you see some races where I'm going all out. Very tough to toe that line of your lactate threshold and be able to talk to the camera. Okay, let's say. Yeah. Kamal says, it's a shame Boston will not happen in 2020, has a long history. Listen, they're doing it virtually, so all the runners that were registered for Boston are still going to be able to run, but they're doing it virtually. So obviously not many people in Boston will be doing it, and I'm sure it will be frowned upon to actually run the course. Oh, I pity the few people that actually run the Boston course on that day. Yeah, I think they're going to get thrown to the wolves on Twitter, as that kind of thing usually happens. Edmund Canada says it's going to be a while before he races live. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, so Michelle tagging lots of people. Do you guys think it's worth it to pay for virtual races? I've never done one because I don't see the value. Maybe I'm closed-minded. Yeah. So okay, the question from Michelle: is it worth it to pay for a virtual race? She doesn't see the value. And I think that kind of thinking comes from, it's me. I don't want to put in the effort if I'm not racing with other people, because you have to pay for it. And I think I would have a hard time tapping into that energy that's needed for a virtual race. So yeah, what do you think? Is it worth it? I know I did pay, I don't know, $50 for that virtual 1000K race. Or it's a challenge, not a race, because, I don't know, it's a couple hundred people doing it, and it's over 4 months. So I did pay to do that, and I think they're going to send me a t-shirt and a medal. To be honest, the medal's going to go straight to Goodwill, but I will wear the t-shirt, probably on camera, so you guys can see it, and it'll give me something to talk about. Richard agrees. Yeah, it's up to the race organizers to dictate and decide. Tough on charities with all the cancelled races. Oh! So tough on charities, like the amount of money that is being lost for all these good causes that people run towards. And furthermore, charities encourage people to run, so there is a whole boatload of people that may not run. They may not, they might run shorter distances, or they might not run at all if they're not running for a charity, because that is their carrot. That's the thing that motivates them and keeps them going out for more. So yeah, tough on charities. I think we'll have to come up with something else as far as raising money for charities. I do have a couple of friends that are still running Boston, the virtual Boston, but they're going to be running it where they live, so they can raise money for the charities that they're running for. So mad props to them. Okay, I Run Things says that the virtual races that she's done are free. Oh, this thing is so glitchy. Let me scroll back up. Okay, Roy. Roy, welcome. Glad you could check in all the way from Townsville up in Queensland. So I know it's winter, probably still a bit warm where you are in Townsville. Okay, I Run Things says they time you. You have to log them on Strava and add a race. Oh, that's right. That's key. You know what? I never even thought about that. But yes. You do have to, when it goes to Strava, you do have to check it as a race, and then it will show up in your race achievements. All right, David Sachs is checking in. Welcome, buddy. Currently walking back in the heat. Just drained me on today's runs. So keep short, close to 90 degrees. Oh, it's tough. Listen, you don't know how I do it. I don't know how you do it. It is late in the day. It's the hottest part of the day. And, okay, guys, I'm sorry if you're getting something glitchy. I did just get something on the screen. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So there may be a little glitchy. I don't even know if you can see that. So let's see. New York Road Runners, they do virtual races, but they're not free. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, New York Road Runners, they're a business. They're trying to make money. So yeah, they're going to charge for their races. Wayne Stevens says the crowds help. Yeah, they sure do. But he runs without music and have his thoughts to keep me company. He's always mindful of form and breathing. I love a bit of bling, so if there's a medal, I'm there. See, different things motivate people. And if you're still going to get a medal, that could be enough to kick you out the door to run for a race. Wayne, good for you for keeping your mind right, being mindful about your running, form and breathing. If you let that slide, if you're getting tired and you stop thinking about that, your form can really suffer. And if your form suffers, could lead to injuries. So yeah, we know all the elites, they practice very mindful running. They're always aware of how their body feels, how different parts of their body feel, so they can push it just a little bit further or dial it back. And they know how they're feeling. You've got to stay in tune with yourself. Oh, I run things. Did the Brooklyn half for free? Oh, but no swag. Okay, well, yeah, that's the trade-off. I guess if it's a free race, it's just going to be something that someone has set up online. Probably not going to get a t-shirt, probably not going to get a medal, because all that stuff costs a lot of money, and that's the reason that the cost of races go up so much. If they were going to be offering a t-shirt or a medal, I did say that I paid, I think, $50 for that 1000K challenge, and I'm getting a t-shirt and a medal. But that's why the price is so low. If you enter these races, then you have to have security. You have to, I guess, rent the park for where it starts or where it starts and finishes. There's the food at the end. There is police for closing the roads. There's county permits for closing the roads. So there's a lot of work that goes into running a race. Okay, Roy, how to start a vegan diet. Ooh. Okay, and before we go on to that, Chris says cross-country season is October to January for Woking AC. Okay, nice. Oh, man, I'd imagine those races in December and January. It's got to be tough. Okay, Roy, how to start a vegan diet. Okay, so 7 years ago when I did it, I went cold turkey. I was eating a pescatarian diet at the time, so I was eating fish. I had already cut out most of like red meat, chicken, and all of that. But on the day I decided to go, I just, boom, went. That's not what I recommend. Do it slowly. When I met Harmony, long time ago now, 14 years, 12 years, 13 years, long time ago. When I met Harmony, she put the idea to me that maybe we could have Meatless Monday, one day a week. And listen, I thought it sounds like a nightmare. And, one day of going to bed hungry probably won't kill me, and we were newly dating at the time. So I felt like I had to make the extra effort and just not eat meat. Anyway, a couple of years later, I went full bore. But small steps is where I'm getting at. I tend to ramble about that, but small steps, like take out red meat, then take out white meat, pork and chicken, then take out fish. You can still have a vegetarian diet and, have an egg once in a while. Or if you really love cheese, then have cheese. There are so many meat substitutes out there. Now, the meat substitutes, I think on the whole, they're probably not good for you. It's highly processed food, but if you need that meat substitute to substitute meat to make you feel better about eating, then by all means go ahead and do that and slowly work that out of your diet. I think it's possible to erase meat totally on day one if you have meat substitutes to kind of, make that. I know I had a hard time switching my mindset from meat being like the bulk of my meal to vegetables being the bulk of my meal and meat being like a side or something like that. But yeah, food for thought. Okay, Sarah. Okay, she's been doing distance challenges as well. It's fun to see how much you can run in a week. I can't push myself to run fast alone. I need others and adrenaline. Yeah, Sarah, totally with you. It's very difficult to push yourself to run fast alone. Chris, that running guy, he manages to do it pretty often. So yeah, if you're not following Chris, go ahead and do that, and follow him on Strava because you'll get to see all his runs. Sarah, okay, let me just read that comment again. It's fun to see how much you can run in a week. Yeah, it is fun. Okay, so the problem that I run into if I was to do a challenge with how much I can run in a week is injury. So that is something, I've been running for a little while now, and I kind of know where my sweet spot is for running. And I could probably do a high mileage week, 1 week, but I found that if I get over 80 miles in a week, then I just start breaking down. It starts getting tough. And I really can't maintain that without the danger of injuries cropping up. So yeah, I've got to be careful running high mileage weeks. Although for the last couple months I've been running 70-mile weeks and they seem to be working for me pretty well. Okay, Richard. Richard says if you really want to go vegetarian or vegan overnight, just Google YouTube videos around the meat industry. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I don't want to promote that because it will make you sick. It will make you sick, but you will see, you'll see how this stuff is produced, and it's not pretty. Let's just put it there. It's not pretty. There are also a bunch of documentaries out there. I really can't think of any. Forks Over Knives. Go ahead and check out Forks Over Knives. That came out a couple years ago. In fact, there's probably a sequel now. But I'm already sold, so I don't really have to watch that stuff unless I want some, want my own opinion confirmed. Okay. Okay, so I wrote down a couple notes. That's why I keep looking down here. So, talking about running virtual races. Listen, I think we're going to come out of this stronger as runners because here's why. Especially for the people that love running in a group, especially the people that love running with someone. Because if you are forced to run alone, then you develop that discipline. You develop that, something you didn't have before that pushes you to go out and train alone. So when it comes time to run with people again, holy moly, you are going to be on fire. You're going to be able to drop the hammer and run faster than you've ever had before because you would have trained your mind to run alone. Then when you run with someone, they are going to be motivating you every step of the way. You're going to have that adrenaline from races. I think we're going to have some, we're going to see some times drop when races finally come back. So let's see, how many people do we have? We've got a couple people still watching. Do you think you will be a stronger athlete when this whole COVID-19 thing is over? Now, admittedly, it's probably not going to be over for a long time, and will it ever be over? We might always have this in the back of our mind. Like, it may come to a point where it gets to something like the flu. Now, I'm not comparing it to the flu because, this is killing people a lot quicker and it's pretty horrendous. But once we get a vaccine, it may get to something like this. But I want to know, do you think you'll be a stronger runner when we come out of the other side? Let me just open my phone. One more thing. Okay, well, you know what? I think Harmony has something about starting a vegan diet. So, Harmony, are you local?
I'm here.
Here she comes. Okay. Harmony, do you have anything to say about starting a vegan diet?
I would just say, you were saying take it slow. And yeah, I would say make some of your meals vegan. Like maybe only have meat once a day and make your other 2 meals vegan. So then you'll slowly get into it and not resent it and miss meat so much. Yeah,
that's a big thing. Is I didn't even think of it that way, but if you are restricting yourself so much right from the get-go, then yeah, it might lead to resentment. And if once resentment sets in, you might be like, forget it. And
then one more thing.
Yeah.
Have an open mind about what you're going to eat. Because when I met when I met Matt, he hated beans. He would never eat beans. And how many beans do you, like how much? Like,
I eat beans every single day.
But how much? Like 2 cups, right? Like
at least
a lot
at least 2 cups of beans.
And yesterday I made black beans, and you insisted that you don't like black beans, and you ate almost all the black beans.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
just keep an open mind because, you know, vegan, vegetarian food can look really healthy, but it's really good, right?
Okay, I would agree with that. Keep an open mind when it comes to food. Foods that you didn't like, perhaps as a younger person, you might like now. And I have found that repeatedly. Okay, David says, yes, he's really building on the slow miles, only running at a faster pace once a week. David, I think we generally follow the same kind of training plan. I like to keep those fast miles, you know, the fewer the better. I like going out. I like running for running, so I like going out and running slow. Although in the last week, I've probably done more fast running than I have in the last year, just because I've been doing a few more interval workouts. As I said earlier in the stream, this morning I did several 4-minute intervals, and to be honest, I think I'm scared of the work beforehand, but every time I'm done doing a fast workout, I feel good after. I think I feel better after I run fast, or at least a tempo effort, faster than slow. I think I come back feeling better than when I just do a slow run. So there's that. Okay. Michelle says, this is a good opportunity for people who used to only run to add some strength and variety into their routines. Yeah, now's the time, people. Now is the time. If you're not doing weights and you are a runner, you are seriously missing out. You're missing out on better health. You're missing out on being a better runner, for sure. So yeah, we can all be a one-trick pony and just run, but we need to expand our horizons. You saw in a video last week, I was doing squats when I was filling the car with petrol. So there's no excuses. You don't need a gym. You can do push-ups, you can do squats. I told you to check out 19 Kamal 79. I'm sure he is gone and in bed right now because it's pretty late in Finland. But check out that guy. He'll grab onto his the header of his door and he'll do pull-ups. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, get into some weights if you're not already doing that. Okay, Roy's starting soon. Plan is to go slow. Excellent. Yeah, listen, everyone should be starting their run slow. You can always pick it up once your body warms up and you start feeling better. I often surprise myself with, on both ends of the spectrum, I'll surprise myself with how slow I start running, and I'll surprise myself by how easy running fast it is as I get warmed up and I get further into my run. Okay, Chris, that running guy says, since going vegetarian, he also started taking multis. Yep, I also take a multivitamin, and what else do I take? B12. Thank you, B12. This is a big one. If you're following a vegan diet, vitamin B12 is only available in animal products, so that is a supplement that you need to take. You need to take it. You cannot go without B12. So if you are thinking of going vegan, take a B12 supplement. Chris says cereal is his go-to food. Cereal, it will cure what ails you. Cereal is good for any meal of the day and every meal of the day. Okay, Roy says, check out Bo Miles on YouTube. Eats his body weight in beans and ends with an ultra. I have a piece of paper right here. And, okay, so last time we did the live stream, I went back to look at the comments because I was having a few haters on the last one, some trolls, and I was looking to see how I could erase them, but I couldn't see the live stream. I couldn't see the text of the live stream. So I'm writing this down because any guy that can eat his body weight in beans and then run an ultra, it's my kind of guy. Okay. Chris says 80% easy, 20% harder a week. Yeah, Chris, that's key. The old 80-20, what is it, Matt Fitzgerald's book. If you haven't read that, that might be a nice one to pick up. It explains why 80-20 running is such a key principle. And it's something that I stick to, although I probably do 90-10 at the moment just to lower my chance of injury. But yeah, 80% easy, 20% hard. Here's the thing. Your easy runs have to be easy. Your hard runs, they have to be hard. There's no middle of the road. You can't go out for your easy runs and run, a little harder. You're not going to be getting the same benefits. So yeah, check out 80/20 running. You know what? I was filming a video before we did this live stream about helping beginner runners, and I did mention that 80/20 running. All right, what time is it? Guys, it is 4:26. This live stream has been going for an hour. I think that is enough time. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Go ahead. Listen, this is what I want you to do. I want you to check back. Did I just run out of battery? Guys, I don't even know if you can hear me. Perhaps this is still streaming and I'm just typing notes. I think the battery on the camera is has run out. I can see it says check the battery pack, but I don't know if we're still transmitting. So guys, be kind, be happy, run well. Got a new video coming out tomorrow morning. So please go ahead and check that out. We'll do another live stream next week. And yeah, see you next time. Michelle says I'm still here. This thing. All right, the camera keeps flashing. I don't know what I'm doing. Perhaps I'm going to have to invest in a power cord for the camera so I don't have to rely on one battery. David says you can still hear me. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is where it ends. Have a great day.